Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Before I begin the video, I would like to state there's a trigger warning. This will contain mentions of panic attacks and self-harm. So if you feel uncomfortable with that, I suggest you click off watch another one of my videos or go watch something else. So let's get this video started. Also, I just came out the shower and super tired. Even though it's 6:24, I'm just super tired right now. And this is supposed to be a sleep ASMR, so I'm not going to talk loud. Anyways, enough of me rambling. Let's get into this. You often have panic attacks when you get nervous or sweaty. You hate being around large crowds, but Ciel didn't know this. Usually Ciel was around you to support you. And occasionally Sebastian too. You and Ciel had a big event coming up. There was a bunch of business deals that had to be made later on that day. He thought about people staring at you. He was in your room while getting ready, and he started having the thoughts. Your anxiety was getting the best of you. You started breathing in and out. Listener, calm down. Don't think about it, you thought. But eventually your mind went back to those thoughts. Never admit it, but cutting helped relieve your stress. You did it once by accident when you was in a bunch of stress, and it was a stress reliever for you. Of course, you only did that when the panic attacks are severely worse. This was one of the worst ones you ever felt. You felt like you couldn't breathe. You felt like your lungs were being crushed. You scattered around the dresser for anything sharp. Finally, it was able to find a wood chip. You started making marks on your stomach and legs and your arms. There was some blood, but you eventually started to feel better. But your hands were still shaking and you started tearing up. Ciel would think you're pathetic if you ever knew. Sebastian came knocking on your door. Mistress, are you almost ready? The deals will begin in about half an hour. I'm fine, Sebastian, you said in a stuttery tone, your hands still shaking. You stared at the blood. It wouldn't stop. And your panic attack was still going. You scraped your legs even more, now going for your inner thigh. I'm fine. Just let me get ready, okay? You said. Sebastian knew something was wrong. He could hear the shakiness in your voice. Listener, Sebastian said. Sebastian only called you by your full name. Well, by your first name when he's extremely worried. Are you sure you're okay? Yes, I'm okay, Sebastian. Just leave me alone, please, you said. Sebastian walked away and watched into Ciel steady. My lord? Yes, Sebastian? What is it that you want? I believe there's something wrong with Listener, he said. And what is it? She won't come out of her room, and she sounded like she was been crying. And she won't let me into her room. I think she'll only allow you in. She trusts you enough. Fine, I'll go check on her. Make sure the other servants get everything ready and don't mess anything up. Yes, my lord. Ciel went up to your room. He knocked on your door. Listener? Your eyes flashed open when you heard Ciel call your name. Yes, Ciel? You said in a shaky tone. Now Ciel could hear the shakiness in your voice. Listener, are you okay? Sebastian said something was up with you. Damn it, Sebastian, you said underneath your breath. I'm fine, Ciel. Then open the door and let me in. There's no need for that. Listener, I'm coming in. No! Before you can make out an explanation, Ciel opened the door and immediately saw what you was doing. You had a bunch of cuts all over your legs, your arms, your stomach. Ciel was sitting there in shock. Then he saw something he never saw before. Tears started streaming down Ciel's face as he stared up at you. He quietly closed the door and locked it behind him and rushed over to you. Listen, are you okay? What? Where's the... Before he could finish the sentence, he noticed the bloody wood chip in your hand. Listener, did you? Tell me, did you do this? He said. He couldn't manage at words. Your hands were still shaking. Ciel snatched the wood chip out of your hand. Ciel, be careful! But it was already too late. Blood started streaming down his hand. He tossed the wood chip to his side. He started crying now. Don't do that. Remember, you promised you'll always be here for me. I don't want to lose you. I don't want to lose you, listener. I truly don't. I lost my parents and I lost my aunt. I'm not going to lose you, he said, throwing his arms around you. What made you do this? Why didn't you tell me? He said. I thought you would think I'm pathetic, he said, looking down. It's really sad, isn't it? I can't handle an own panic attack. To the point where it resulted this, he said, pointing to your arms. I'm such a Before you could finish the word disappointment, Ciel quickly cover your mouth. Don't speak of yourself like that. You are the most stunning, smart. All the words in the book can't explain you. You mean everything to me. I promise you, if you tell me something's wrong with you, it's not pathetic. It takes a lot of bravery to do something like that. And even if you didn't tell me, you're not weak. Understand? I care about you, listener. Don't you ever forget that, he said. He was still crying, but this time he was smiling. I love you too, Ciel, he said, throwing your arms around him, basically crying in his shoulder. But what about the meeting? We have to get ready again. No, he said. Huh? What do you mean? I'll have Sebastian reschedule the meeting. But it's very important. We can't... Yes, we can. You're more important to me than some business deals. You're worth it, understand? They can wait. You can't. I'll send Sebastian here to clean up your wounds and minds, and make sure to take any sharp objects from you. Understand? You nodded your head. Sebastian appeared. Ciel got up and unlocked the door and made him come in. Oh dear, listener, he said. I'll be back with medical supplies, my lord, he said, as he disappeared down the hallway. As he returned, he bandaged up your wounds and bandaged up Ciel's hand. Now Ciel was carrying you bridal style. Sebastian, make sure to clean up all the blood and make sure there will be no more sharp objects so this won't happen again. Understand? Yes, my lord. Ciel took you to his room and put you on his bed. Then he climbed in next to you after taking off his shoes. Listener, you always wanted to cuddle with me, right? How about we can cuddle now? You know, even have Sebastian bring your favorite food. Anything to make you feel better. Ciel, you don't have to do this. I do. For one, you're my fiancé, and two, I care about you. I love you, listener. I truly do, and I don't want you to ever forget that. I'll always be with you to the very end.